In a village in Africa, a very small one at that, nestled between rolling hills, there lived a wise and charismatic elder named Omunike. Omunike possessed a gift for storytelling, and his tales had the power to evoke both tears and laughter in equal measure. Every evening, after the day's chores, the villagers will gather around a crackling fire in Omunike's frontage, and Omunike will begin to tell them stories that will touch their hearts and ignite their spirits. One particular day, Omunike told them the story of an orphan called Jubolu. He cleared his throat and started. Once upon a time, he said in his language. Time, time, responded the villagers. There lived an orphan called Ojubolu. He was 15 years old and he had lost his parents several years back. He lived in his parents' home alone, but his uncles and aunts often brought him food. Although the uncles and aunts often brought him food, they never could give him the attention and pure love his own parents would have given him. Ojobolu was always alone, and this loneliness drove him to the streets. He would always go out to the streets to crack jokes and play with people, and every day he would do that, then come back home to sleep late at night alone. Loneliness was the major problem Ojobolu faced in his life. Ojobolu was mischievous, always finding himself in amusing predicaments. His endless curiosity and playful nature led him to adventures that often left the villagers in fits of laughter. Whether it was getting stuck in a tree or mistaking a goat for his grandmother, Ojobolu's escapades were a constant source of amusement. But later in the day, when everyone had gone back to their homes and snuggled into the bosom of their families, Ojobolu would go back home to meet the lonely house he had lived with his late parents. In loneliness and sadness, Ojobolu would sit and cry, tears of sadness running down his cheeks as the memories of his loving parents flickered through his mind. Sometimes he would sit outside the house sobbing, almost sobbing his heart out. One day, fate intervened in the form of a magical talking drum. Ojobolu found a talking drum beside a small hut in the outskirts of the village and picked it up. As soon as he picked it up, the drum said, "Why did you pick me up?" Ojobolu was shocked to hear a drum speak and was about to throw it down when the drum said, "No, don't drop me down. Say your wish." "What? Say my wish?" asked Ojobolu, within in surprise. Immediately the thought of seeing and being with his parents came into his head. "All right," he exclaimed excitedly. "I wish my parents to be here with me, and I see and touch them physically," he said. The drum had the power to bring forth the spirits of departed loved ones, granting them a temporary return to the mortal realm. The drum told Ojobolu to beat it and whisper the names of his parents. With trembling hands, Ojobolu played the drum and whispered the names of his parents. The air filled with an otherworldly melody, and before his eyes his parents appeared, their faces radiant with love. Ojobolu was surprised. He shared precious moments with his parents. They danced, sang, and reveled in the joy of reunion, and their hearts were filled with empathy and lifted by the beauty of the moment. But as the sun began to set, the spirits of Ojobolu's parents began to fade. Their time in the mortal realm was drawing to a close. Tears streamed down Ojobolu's face as his parents said to him before bidding him goodbye, "You must learn to live on your own, because you have a lot of lessons to learn in this mortal world. Otherwise, the Creator wouldn't have taken us away from you at this young age." Be strong, bold, and one day you will meet a good girl to marry and start a family with. Oh, mother, father, Ojobolu cried. Today I know the value of having a parent in a child's life. Those who have parents don't know the value of what they have until they have lost them. Ojobolu cried as they faded away. That day was not sincere, but in that bittersweet moment, Ojobolu's heart was changed forever. He realized that love, even in its transient form, could heal wounds and bring solace. He emerged from the experience with a newfound zest for life, transforming his mischievous nature into acts of kindness and compassion. The villagers, deeply moved by Elder Omunike's story, began to weep and laugh. Together, their emotions mingled in a harmonious symphony. Elder Omunike's tale had touched their souls, reminding them of the preciousness of every moment and the power of love to transcend even the boundaries between life and death. As the fire crackled and the night grew still, the villagers found solace in the shared tears and laughter, knowing that in those moments they were truly alive and connected to one another. And Elder Omunike, the master storyteller, continued to weave stories that evoke tears and laughter, reminding the villagers of the beautiful tapestry of emotions that make up the human experience. That's the end of the story. Don't forget to share the video so that our people will be acculturated with our African tales. Thanks for watching.